Good afternoon and welcome here to Boyles in Killorglin for another Kerry Garden Show with me, Alan, and our gardening expert, Miguel. Miguel, how are you today?
I'm all right. How are you, Alan?
I'm very, very good. I'm very good. I'm liking our little display here in front of us. It's very, very blossomy, very colourful, and quite a lovely smell off the place. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, it is. It is. Actually, it's a time that many perennials and many plants are blooming. So we have just bring a small selection. We're going to talk about pollinators today.
Okay.
And we just bring in a small selection. If someone wants, it's a list in the Royal Horticultural Society webpage.
Okay.
It gives you all the plants that are pollinator friendly. And
so that's the Irish?
Irish or English is basically the same.
Okay, yeah.
Normally are
the
all
pollinator.
Pollinate is called a pollinator friendly plants or
okay.
plants good for pollinators.
Yes.
And it's a wide list of trees and plants that you can just check if you want to make your garden a little bit more pollinator friendly for the reasons we're going to talk about now.
Okay, excellent.
So we're going to approach this from a different angle, not only plants, but the importance of the pollinators, the bees, the bumblebees in the cycle of even the economy.
So that's it's a very topical thing. It's something we do talk about a lot. We talk about the importance of bees. I know our kids in schools are learning about them and everything like that. And I think a lot of the older generations we never really learned about the importance of it because, you know, it wasn't as kind of highlighted as much. But now, as you said, the environment, there's a lot of industry that's involved, the farming, agriculture. The importance of pollinators is actually huge.
There's many changes as well in the weather, and it turns out that in the whole Europe, not only in Ireland, the population of pollinators is decreasing drastically.
Okay. And would there be, what's the main reason for that, Miguel?
So it's plenty of reasons. It's some praise that they have that some
chemical is kind of destroying?
Chemicals.
Yeah.
When you're treating plants, it's also some insects that they just kill them.
Okay.
The honeybees are attacked by something. I don't know. No, it's just I don't exactly know what it is, but the population is decreasing. Drastically.
Okay.
In the honeybees because of that parasite. They have.
Yeah. Okay.
The other ones is just the amount of chemicals. It's just problems in the population control.
Yeah. And it's also they also talk about the countryside of it being a lot of areas are getting more built up, and like I suppose the bees and stuff are finding it hard to find places to create a hive and everything like that, and be close to pollinators and stuff like that. So we're going to talk about the importance of pollinators and bees to the environment and to agriculture. So talk to us a bit about that.
So I wasn't aware, as many people, of the importance of them. You hear news about decreasing populations or reading things, but you don't go deep. You just you don't care. It's just a small insect. You know? They're still around.
Yeah.
But actually, they pollinate 85% of the crops from farm crops, like apple, pears, some other, like cucumbers, tomatoes. They are all pollinated, or they could be all pollinated by bees.
Yeah.
And it's not only that. They pollinate trees, they pollinate plants, and they produce seeds or fruit for birds. It's birds that eat insects.
And the insects are destroying the crops and destroying stuff.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
So we have to be aware of the implications of that. It's around, I think the cost around 60 million if the bees will be disappearing. The cost, what is supporting the economy. So it's about only pollinating crops. You will be having to pollinate them with wind or something like that.
Right.
And so they are very important. They control, as they make the plant seed, make the plant germinate. Okay. And they can control erosion. They can control flooding if they are. Okay. So at the end, they regenerate the plants. They make the plant germinate. They increase the life.
Increase the numbers, increase the life, and everything. They flourish.
So it's two sides farming, which is complicated because you know you have to balance. But then we go to gardening. Okay. In gardening, we can do many things
to help. Okay.
And the fact that is plenty of plants that can be used since November till nearly October or November for the You know, there is 93 or 95 different types of bees in Ireland.
I did. I saw that before. I definitely did. And I was actually surprised that it was actually that many.
Yeah,
you know, because like you tend to only see the couple of the different. There's the all black one with the little stripe of orange, and then there's the real black and yellow one, which we're all so familiar with. But there are a numerous. I can't believe 95.
It's one only honeybee, and it's around 20 or 25, 23 bumblebees, and then it's around 70, 71 solitary bees.
And that was strange because we mentioned about them before when we were talking about the hedging and stuff like that, the solitary bees. So what role do they play?
They just as
important?
Plants.
Just as important.
The solitary bees, you know, these bee houses that are already sold somewhere. We should have brought one actually.
Yeah, we've had them here before.
They nest there. They just cut the leaves. Caroline was telling me before, it's true. They cut perfect circles and they roll them and they insert it in those little gaps that those houses have to provide shelter and food for the larvae.
Yeah.
Right? And they are, believe it or not, 33%, nearly 30 of the species we have are in risk of extinction.
Oh, wow.
So how can we do to promote those? Right?
Yeah, how can we help in our gardens?
So
absolutely.
Rotten trunks of old trees.
Yeah.
Corners, gaps in the walls, in the corners, sheltered. Try not to manicure too much.
Okay.
Leave some wild places. Try to get, you can get some, or you can do it yourself with bamboo cane, cutting bamboo canes and put in a small place, hidden, sheltered for these solitary. See, here's a bumblebee around.
Yeah, there we go. On cue, one of the bumblebees here. Beautiful.
So what we want to promote is not only bumblebees, that they have big nests, but the other ones that are lonely
also
bees.
just as
honeybees. They are normally managed by men, so they are not considered in extinction.
You're talking about the beekeepers.
Exactly.
Yeah, beekeeping is a huge
these fellas
thing.
are more, call it wild, okay? And they have to be somehow. We tend to manicure everything, and
of course, because when you were talking about rotting bark and stuff, I was like going, I can think so many people are now just going, oh, but I got rid of something, I didn't want it, I didn't like the look of it and stuff like that.
If you have a corner somewhere that is not seen or something, try to create some wild or leave.
I'm sure you can even screen it off. You know, there's loads of those kind of like small little roll-out bamboo fences you can actually put in front that could shield off an area that could then turn out to be an area that could be used for the solitary bees and stuff.
Well, it's just up to you, as I always say. It's up to you. You don't need to do anything if you don't feel like. But they are beautiful flowering plants. It's not only the pollinator
It's
part.
not just the benefit, and that's the thing, because some of these, like this one here in front, which the bumblebee has been nurturing and taking bits of nectar off it. This is a stunning one out here in front, Miguel, and you told me as well before we started, this is a really unique and kind of rare one, shall we say. Tell us a bit about it.
Holodiscus.
Holodiscus.
Holodiscus, this color. It's a not very eye-catching shrub till it flowers.
Till it flowers, yeah.
Right?
I was going to go, not now.
It's similar to the steel bee.
Yeah.
But in wider bunches.
Yeah.
And sometimes they kind of hang. And it's a beautiful plant. It's just,
it is.
And you see, the first they go in the mornings, they go to this fella.
That's the first one the bees will go to.
They go straight away.
And the one thing that strikes me is it's a really elegant kind of tall plant.
So
it's something you could really put in the middle of and make it a centerpiece. As you said, it may not look great in February, March, but once it gets to May, June, and it looks like
March
that.
will have nothing. It will be a bare branches.
Yeah.
But then when it starts flowering, it's just amazing.
Yeah, and even just the scent from it is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and we have, as I said, you can start in winter with sarcococca, mahonias, hellebores, certain plants that they are early flowering in January, that if it's mild weather, you could see some coming out. And then you can start with the spring one to go to the summer. It's a very, very long list. So we only have brought a few that are very good, like see this thyme. If you combine, that's a regular thyme, it's a lemon scented thyme. But if you can find ground cover thyme, you should be, the butterflies love it.
Okay.
The butterflies, you will have your garden full of butterflies, like Buddleia.
So that wouldn't be the one now you'd be cooking with, but
Yep. Well, you can cook with the reptans as well.
Oh yeah, okay.
But it's just the flowering of the other one, so it's ground cover.
Ground cover, yeah.
And
it's got a beautiful purple flower to it.
Yes.
Very nice.
They are very nice plants, very nice, and actually
lemon scented.
Butterflies. Those are butterflies magnets. These fellas are more bumblebees.
Okay.
Salvias in all varieties. Salvias are wonderful. A very nice complement
Lovely
in your garden. And you have many different shapes, many different sizes. Astilbes, verbenas. How?
Oh, gee, have we heard of this one before?
Who will think that cadmium would
Every
be good for
gardener's
pollinator?
favorite.
This is another magnet.
Yeah, of course.
It's a bumblebee magnet.
Yeah.
Though Achleia, butterflies, cosmos, nearly everything.
And this cosmos is beautiful. It's a lovely, dainty little pink flower with a yellow center, and even the foliage is just very unusual. It's like the thin leaf, but it's very full. You know, it's got a real fullness to it.
Nice.
So
And
that'd be a good one to cover a nice little area in the thing. And I can see there's loads of other buds coming through here on this cosmos. So that's a beautiful little one.
And next year will be bigger.
Bigger, yeah.
And so on, and
Excellent.
so on. And the only thing, if you want to promote pollinators in your garden, you should avoid multi-petal flowers, closed flowers like roses, maybe camellias. They are kind of closed. They have so they don't have access to the pollen.
Right. I was wondering what you meant there. I was like, oh, don't have them in your garden?
Well, I haven't bring anyone, but the multi-petal plants, they're very
just
nice.
difficult for
peonies, for example.
Okay.
Like they are all covered in layers of petals. They don't have dahlias.
Yeah.
They don't have good access to the pollen till they are fully open, and you're probably deadheading them already.
Because one thing that gets me is like the bees look like they don't have a lot of patience. They're literally, they're there, no, next, and they won't. So obviously when you've got a flower that's got a lot of petals that, you know, it's hard to get into the actual center, they're just going to be wasting their time, and it's not great.
It is, because they have to get, I don't know the exact number, but I think it's around 1,000 flowers per day.
1,000
if I'm not wrong.
per bee.
But I could be wrong.
Yeah.
It could be 500. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it could be more. You don't know.
You know, it could be
it's a massive amount
but
anyway.
they have to go very quickly, and they don't have the tools, call it, for getting inside those to get the pollen.
Yeah, of course.
So it's not avoiding them, but having in mind that they don't have access to those flowers. Don't use pesticides when they are in full bloom, please.
Okay.
If you want to. If you have green fly, it's some wasp that will be eating. Try to get rid of them manually.
And what about even
that
homemade recipe you talked about before about vinegar and garlic?
No, vinegar will be more weed killer.
Weed killer, sorry, garlic.
Garlic.
That was it.
Use garlic, but don't use any chemicals.
Okay.
Because they will be killing the bees, and that's not nice.
No,
so wait a little bit. Try to control it in another way. Soft, even with your hands.
Yeah.
If it's not a very severe, just go rub and kill as many as you can.
Of the green flies as possible.
And try to leave the other ones for the bees.
Yeah.
Because again, they are very important. It's for the cycle of life.
The cycle of life, absolutely. The importance of it all as well.
You see now, they don't work certain days. If it's very cloudy, if it's very hot, if it's
do they take days off? Do they?
They do. They do. So they. It's a very curious. They are very nice thing. Don't feel they won't attack you.
And this is the next thing I was going to mention, because my kids for years have been petrified of them. Now wasps as well, of course, are a different thing. But do wasps actually help pollinate?
No, not really. They can be in a little amount. They can by chance, like other.
Yeah, sure. I suppose if they're going on flowers, they accidentally carry some of the things.
Accidentally, but they won't collect the pollen.
Yeah.
And when you collect the pollen, means when you're flying from one flower to another and pollinating. The bees can do it by chance. Yeah. And they actually do it. It's not a big chunk of the pollinator part.
But I'm always trying to tell my kids that the bumblebee is not interested. It's not going to try and sting you or anything like that.
No.
And I know there'll be a lot coming indoors these days, and they'll be coming in open windows because it's been quite humid and mild, and the fly swatters come out or a spray. And we're just asking people, don't do that.
Don't.
Get a little tea towel, tell a little tea towel, and gently give them a little kind of nudge back out the window.
You know, I probably don't recommend that to anyone, but I put my hand. They normally, when they are hitting a glass or something, You put your hand and they just walk into your hand and you just walk them out.
Walk back out.
Don't recommend that to people. That
yeah, just in case, who might be anyone who's allergic as well to anything like that. We don't want to have anyone going into anaphylactic shock.
Exactly. But they are not, unless you annoy them a lot, especially bumblebees.
Yeah. Well, if they feel threatened, like any kind of animal or creature.
Wasps, as you said, are different. They are more unpredictable.
Yeah.
But they generally don't attack you.
Yeah. And what's their purpose in the ecosystem? Do you know, wasps?
Wasps. They are carnivores. They will be eating.
So they'll be eating all these
small green flies.
Okay. So they are good to have as well too.
It's again part of it.
They get a bad rep. I have to say they do get a bad rep because they would be kind of one of the ones that sting the kids and stuff. So it's good to know. It's good to know that they also do play an important part.
They
in the
do.
ecosystem.
They all is here for everything is here for a reason. It's part of a big cycle. And I believe it or not, everything, even horseflies, they probably have something.
Those really annoying ones, yeah.
I'm not sure what it is, but they probably have some purpose.
They have some purpose, and we won't talk about blue bottles or anything like that. Caroline is just finally brought over.
Brought us
so for the solitary bees.
So see what she was telling me, and it's true. They cut the leaves in circles. They wrap it, and they insert the leaves in the.
They put the leaves in there. Oh wow!
So the larvae. They grow,
a bit of protection.
They are protected and they have food.
Excellent.
But they cut a perfect circle in the leaves.
Yeah.
And they roll it like a cylinder perfectly. And
wow.
So they are beautiful animals. And if you like wasting time, because some people consider it wasting time.
But it's
in
not
your
really.
Garden, just observing, watching.
Yeah.
Watching where they go, watching why they go. Follow them to see where is their nest and spread. No,
come on.
Get familiar with them. I told you the other day, I have a bumblebee in my back gate. When I open his cinder block, and in one of the gaps you could hear the hum.
Yeah.
They don't care. There's two coming out, I'm opening the gate, they go to their business, I go to my business. Sometimes I stay there for a while. When I stay there for a minute, they start coming a few more out like,
what's going on?
Who are you?
Yeah.
Show me your tickets.
Yeah, they're smelling your aftershave, it must be.
Yeah, probably.
But it's funny, like, and again, I saw there as well recently where there's a gentleman here in Ireland, he's opened, it's like a sauna, only there's a hive of bees. And you go in and they talk about the therapeutic benefits of listening to the hum because the frequency that the bees actually hum at is very actually relaxing. And there's places you can go now, you can go and just hop into a bed and you're not in with the bees, but the hive is attached to the back wall and then the sound is there. So look, there's lots of different benefits for the bees.
They don't have any benefit stinging you.
Yeah. No, because that's it. Because then they're
it's defensive. So it's when you start moving your hands.
Yeah.
Is when they feel attacked.
Okay.
Well, we're not talking about African wasps or different things.
The hornets and stuff. No, nothing like that bad.
Yeah, we're talking about Ireland, and in Ireland it's very strange that they come to you unless the other day a wasp stung me.
Yeah.
But she was probably looking somewhere else and hit my neck.
Yeah.
And as a reaction.
Yeah.
And she fly away.
And they also could have been at the end of their life, which is another thing they do as well. Listen, there is loads and loads of stuff that we hope lots of people can take. We need to help the bees. We need to help pollinators, as you mentioned, for agriculture, for the environment. We have, as I said, loads of apple trees here, which would also be great in your garden. We have these beautiful halodiscus, which is a beautiful, unique plant here. And the stilby, one of my favourites, really looking fabulous. So if anyone wants to come in and help, do a little bit. If there's a place in your garden you might think, I think we could actually add that in there. Come into the garden centre, ask for some pollinators. There's a big list online, as Miguel said, and let's all do our bit. Miguel, as always, thank you so much for all your advice.
Before we finish.
Oh, sorry, of course, we have to, our plant of the week.
We have all the salvias this week as pollinators.
Yeah, very good.
We have a 20% in all the salvias.
Oh, excellent. So, here in
so this is our plant of the week for you to contribute to the pollinators
and add some beautiful purple to your garden.
Very many different shapes.
Colours. Yeah, excellent.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Miguel. Cheers. Until next time, from all of us here in Boyles of Killorglin, happy gardening.